Hello and welcome back. My name is Raphael and we have a fun little project today. As you might have seen from the various videos, we added a bunch of livestock to our homestead this year. So besides the 3 pigs, we now have 3 goats and 7 sheep. And obviously those animals need to eat in wintertime. I bought a bunch of round bales for them and also square bales. And the square bales, they can eat, I mean it's very easy, I can actually carry them by hand. They're not that heavy. But the round bales, they're 5 by 5 feet big and 1,000 pounds. Which means I need a way to actually place them, and I don't just want to throw them on the ground because that would create a lot of waste. So I've been to the steel yard 2 weeks ago and I bought a bunch of steel because I figured I'm going to build a nice feeder, round bale feeder myself. When you look online, you can get these for, $4,000 or $5,000. You can shoot them at an auction, but anything I buy in an auction for me means I have to get it transported, because all the auctions are like never local. So instead of buying stuff at an auction and then paying $1,000 to get it hauled here, because usually these things are pretty big, I just bought steel for $1,000. I started Fusion 360 and came up with my own design for a round bale feeder. Obviously I took a lot of inspiration from what's on the internet, and we're going to, pretty much build that today. I'm going to queue up that 3D model in a bit, and as you can see, it's very straightforward. Not too many crazy angles in there. So as a first step, I will get my laptop, which I didn't do a cut list, I just have the 3D model, and then I'll use my portable bandsaw to cut all the sticks to the sizes I need, and then I'll use it also to cut all the angles I need, and then we can get started welding. I'm crazy excited. I really enjoy welding, and I hope you like that video. So all of this metal is like wired together. First step, just unwiring it. All right, wires off. And now I just go one by one. First thing is I'm going to cut the roof. It's like they're going to be 50-inch long. So, I need 10 of them. And it kind of goes without saying, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just think it's doable. So I'm doing it. Let's get going. So that's for the roof. Cutting it down to a smaller size and ultimately to the sizes I need obviously has many benefits for me, because the shorter pieces I can get on my workbench, I can work with them much better, and I can get them much more precisely mitered at the end. So I just cut everything roughly to size, and then basically we will move into the workshop where I have my nice welding table, and we can weld it together. But for now, just cutting, and let's just pretend I'm done. This took a long time, but I think with the exception of the bracing between the roof joists or rafters, I have everything. So let me pan around and let's take a quick tour here. So this stuff will be for the roof. It'll be a gable roof. These two is where the gable roof will rest on. I might cut another third of those. I'll see when it gets together. These 4 here are to connect the roof to the base structure. All of these here, these 15, are for the V that holds the round bale. And everything else here is just to tie the V, the roof, and the base structure together. It's just 2 by 4 feet, so it's way too small to host everything here, but I should be able to get the individual components fixtured up on there, and then I'll use the trailer to weld everything together once I have the individual components. So let's see how that goes, because the next piece now is that I need to take all of these in the shop and cut the right angles that I need at the ends for me to be able to actually connect all of this stuff. So that's going to be fun. However, because I like tools, I think I will be pretty precise. Let me show you. Just for this occasion, it's a trap. Ta-da! I bought myself a nice Stabila angle finder. This thing is crazy precise, up to 0.1 degrees, and I will use this to pretty much draw all the angles I need on every end, and then I just cut those. Alright, welcome to the land of unfinished projects. This is my fixture table. As you can see, it's a bit dirty and there's tons of stuff floating around. I'll bring in the individual pieces that I need, and then I'll use my clamps to hold them down, mark them out the way I need to get the angles cut, and cut the angles. So these here are the base for the 5 U's that are going to hold the bale. They are 42 inches long, and at the ends they're going to have an angle of 110 degrees. All of that stuff for the center section of the feeder is cut. So let me clamp things down, and then, let's see how it goes. So I think this is literally the best I can do, because you can see these tubes here, they are 42 inches. This table here is 48 inches side to side and 24, which means this is pretty much what I got to work with. Clamp here, 2 clamps there. On the back I have stoppers to make sure I can push everything back all the time. And now I can get my Stabila and check if both are 110 degrees, and if not, I adjust. And then also I can measure those sides and compare with what Fusion 360 says this should be. 110. Alright, left hand side is at 110, right hand side is also at 110. Time to tack it. But before I tack it, let's do the measurements on the ends and make sure that they are roughly where they should be. So Fusion 360 says this point to the mirrored point on the other side should be 82.8 inches. I have 82.75, which to me is amazing. So not going to jinx it, just going to tack it in place for now 2 tacks here on the outside on both sides so that it's stable, and then I'll do the other 4. So, could look worse, could look better. I'm actually quite happy with this. I'm going to leave this one clamped in as a template and then put the other 4 on top of it and just make sure that they have these dimensions, because this way, if any of them are wrong, at least they're all still the same. Alright, I will call this a day. I think this came out amazing. It's a ton more accurate than anything I've ever done before, despite me not being great at cutting. Everything here is welded on the outside and inside corners. The other corners on the left and right side I will weld tomorrow when I continue. So, I need to cut the angles for the roof now. Per Fusion 360 it's 140 degrees, so I do the same thing I did with the other structure. I have all the tubing here, I'll clamp it to the table, mark the angle out and weld it together. So let's get going again. Now comes the fun part again. I'm going to fixture these up on the table. Use the Stabila Tech 700DA to make sure that I got a perfect 140 degrees. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday. So let me get that going. And then a little bit of welding. I deliberately designed the feeder in a way that I do not need too many angles. So pretty much after I'm done with these 10 tubes, I need to cut 4 more angles and the rest are perfect 90 degrees, which should make welding this together on the trailer very quick. So fingers crossed, let's do the fixturing here and move on. Angle to cut, and that's going to be on the supports that run up to the roof. The last 4 pieces I need to cut at a 19 degree angle. Wow, look at me. I look like I'm working. Basic structures in place. So you can see the supports that go all the way down to the base on both sides, just for the outermost pieces. Then we have the support for the round bale in the center. And now the only thing that's missing is getting that roof on. The nice thing is it should be 90 degrees, so my expectation is I can literally just place it on top, tack it in place, and it should be really straightforward from there. But that's barely ever the case with me, so I just see where I end up and, you know, move on. For now, I just tacked this because I figured if something is off, I could fix it. But so far, I actually think it's fairly straight and I like it. So I think I'll just keep it. So, next step, roof. That's going to be fun. This is as far as I designed it. You can see the roof structure, all of it nice and even. I checked with one of the tubes and it's flat too. And then we have the sides with the support on both sides. Now I need to weld all of this stuff out because you can see I didn't. I basically just tacked it in place. And afterwards I'm going to add a little bit more support side by side so that I can screw the roof stuff to it, and then it's pretty much done. So hopefully I'll get to use this today. So let me switch for my welding clothes because now there's plenty of welding and also overhead welding, and I don't want to get some molten metal into my hair, and then you know, you will see me actually Dome Creek weather is the worst. We got rain. It wasn't supposed to rain, so I really quickly did throw the ugliest roof on there I can do. You can see I reinforced the roof so that it can handle the snow load. I'm not going to show you the roof because it's ugly. Believe me, the steel structure is much nicer. So now I'm going to pull the truck forward, and then I'm going to use the track loader to get this thing off. And you can watch. Look at this. Amazing. So first thing, I can load these in. It's just really tricky. You see, wasn't straight, so it's not in entirely. 1,000-pound bale, and my welding is great. Now I need to cut it open, and the animals have something to eat. Woohoo!